pretty wild. It's things we would have seen back in the day, but maybe not so much now.
So is there going to be more security now so that things that aren't dirt bikes don't do dirt bike things?
We don't have any rolls, and we're just going to show what happens. You just have I think it's called fuck it in your system, and it's just like... Alright, so what happened last round of motocross season? Ironman. Deegan goes crazy, cars go up, Godzilla? Whoa, was that gonna ever happen again? That was a mistake. There was a fight at another event, and between Staff and somebody else, who knows? Yeah, I just want to be able to bring out some other videos for you guys to maybe like kind of get you excited about the things that are coming. Maybe explain some things as well, such as memberships and everything, how everything's gonna work. All right, so we're putting all of this into motion. There's gonna be a lot of challenges. There's just gonna be a lot of things going on. If you guys are helping us, I want to bring something that maybe you want to talk about. So like when we're going through this video, make sure to comment and tell us something that maybe you want to hear about or talk about. Anything at all. On the next one of these, we'll sit down and try to figure out what the best questions are. So we'll do that. Let's get into this. All right, so everybody pretty much knows who I am. My name's Connor. This is Dylan. We have introduced him on the last two episodes and whatnot, and he's going to be a little bit more part of everything. Just wanted to formally introduce him. He's going to be in the videos, and he's got a lot of smart things to say as well. So. I don't know, big expectations there, but honest to God, you'll be impressed the more you listen to him.
So is there going to be more security now so that things that aren't dirt bikes don't do dirt bike things?
Yeah, so that was interesting. So we'll play the clip of Ironman where the car goes up Godzilla, and basically that actually happened on Saturday night. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just evaluating what you can tell from the video. So basically it shoots up this hill. I'll show it to you guys now, and then on the way back down it was even more impressive. I don't know how or what possessed them to do it. Honestly, pretty wild. It's things we would have seen back in the day, maybe not so maybe not so much now. Breaking the law, breaking the law. But I don't know, good on, I mean, not good on them. But we'll cut that part out. Will that ever happen again at Ironman? Probably not. How that happened at all? Not sure. It's under wraps right now, surprisingly. There's not that many people that know about it because, I mean, we only got a couple 20,000 views or something on it right now. Not a lot. So, I mean, we'll see how long it stays under wraps. But I doubt that ever happens again. And you know that they've seen it. For sure. I mean, what do you think?
I'm just curious if his insurance rates are also going to go up or just the track.
I mean, there's definitely probably some insurance stuff going on with that. This is no jokes aside on that. Now, once again, this isn't my fault now that I posted. Yeah, because it happened and someone sent it to me. And I'm not even going to I don't even want to get into that whole MX Sports thing, but yeah, I mean, ultimately we're going to show what's going on. And that's what you guys appreciate, so hang on because we don't have any rolls, and we're just going to show what happens. So honestly, that kind of jumps into the other thing that happened at the event. Like, have you seen that yet, the fight?
I did see the fight. That was interesting, quickly.
There's a lot to be said about that because it was interesting on who, why, how did that happen?
Yeah, I was confused. There was no how that even began. The two most unlikely looking people got into a fight.
For the people watching now, like I'll obviously show that too.
Fucking coward!
I can't probably show the whole thing on YouTube, but I'll show a little bit of it. Basically, it ends up being someone wearing a Bar X Suzuki shirt and somebody wearing a Staff shirt at an event and at a national. How the hell that happened, I have no idea, but the antagonizer was definitely Karen. I wasn't ready for that. I actually received that later.
Had a Staff shirt.
Well, that one was Staff.
Oh, for sure.
The Staff was for sure. the in question person, which once again I'm not trying to throw anything on anyone, but the in question person is the Bar X. I've heard that he is somebody that received a Bar X Suzuki jersey from a while ago, years ago, and he just wears it. Once again, I'm not trying to get either of these two people on any kind of trouble. It's just like, wow, like that's not what you see at the event. So I don't know, maybe there's some pre-existing
Hey, there's cameras everywhere. If you're gonna act like an idiot, own it. So back to Ironman. The second 250 moto, definitely some bar banging with Deegan and Vial. So how much do you think that carries into Supercross, or do you think it would, or Super Motocross since that's next? Do you think Vial tries to get more and more aggressive? At the start of the year, he wasn't that aggressive. If Deegan got aggressive with him, he tried for a clean pass back or backed off. Now he was definitely showing retaliation on it as well. Do you think that continues to grow and that there's an actual rivalry or just hard racing?
I don't think there's. I mean, Vial's here to do a job. He's from out of the country. You got to look at it from his standpoint, and he's here to do the job. So I mean, ultimately, if it ends up being if he has to take him out somewhere to get another place in the championship, yes, 100%. But at the same time, I don't think there's going to be any extra, like, he's not going to talk shit on the podium. It's not. I don't think he's going to make it, per se, super interesting that way. Because he's just here to do the job, unfortunately. But, I mean, I didn't catch everything in the, the 250 moto because I was there. But I was trying to watch as much as I could. And, I mean, it didn't seem anything per se abnormal where I was standing at. I mean, maybe it was.
It's just a more aggression out of Vial than I'm used to seeing. So
was he comfortable there? I mean, all the foreigners do really good there. Think about. So this is a weird thing about like. Ironman's like a foreigner track. Have you ever heard of Jeffrey Hurling's? Like, you know what I mean? Like Jeffrey Hurling goes to Ironman. What happens? He wrecks everyone. You know, look at Ferrandis. Ferrandis kills at Ironman. Well, why that's a thing, I'm not sure. It just suits those foreigners. So could comfortability be a little bit of a part of the aggression? I mean, I think that, because, like, the more comfortable you are, even with riding with certain people or at that speed, you trust yourself more. I don't know, maybe it was more than that, but I mean, that's what I see from that track in particular. Yeah. We'll see on Supercross because, like, he's never been super aggressive on Supercross. Is he a great Supercross rider? Absolutely, but he's never been aggressive like that. But now, it's not like they both just started racing each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and Deegan finally hit that pace to where he's going to, we'll see what happens with Supercross this year, if he can come in injury-free.
I think there's going to be a different person for Supercross. I don't think it's going to be Vial and him. I think it'll be someone else. I think who's going to be interesting is Chance Hymas. I know it's bold. I mean, obviously he did really well outdoors, but I think Chance Hymas in Supercross is going to be interesting. Like, maybe not Jet Lawrence 250 interesting, but it's going to be interesting. Like, obviously won't be at any of those, but that's a bummer, but we'll be getting everything else done.
I've never been to Baja. What do I expect to see back from Baja?
I mean, I think everybody's seen videos from Baja. Maybe they've never been there.
Yeah, but what are you looking forward to this year? What's your favorite part of it? If I was going to click on a Slowie video title from Baja, what do you think is going to be your favorite one? Pit bikes, whips?
I mean, you can't miss with the pit bike event because it's just carnage. So the cars are on fire or getting smoke grenaded or something. Something's happening that you're just not ready for. And Pat does a good job over there. So, I mean, it's interesting. And he's not trying to play by the rules as much as everybody else is. So this guy's kind of like, I don't want
on the edges.
Yeah, I don't want to call him like me or anything, but he's raw. And you're going to get some raw things. So, I mean, and it's not anything like your MX Sports event. We're not recording. I'm just kidding. I had to break it up for you guys. This is our first time doing this. Figured we'd throw that in there because that is something that would happen. We'll leave that in there.
It's definitely happened.
It's happened plenty of times. But I mean, you go back to Baja, and it's one of the best things about Baja is like all my people that I really jive with are like since I started doing this are there, like, which is crazy. So like even some people from home, from some people from California, some people from all over the place, like they're at this event. It's pretty wild, and it's, let's just say it's a little more laid back than your average event, and you get to have more fun time than the times where you're just sitting there stressing about your race results at Minias or Loretta's. Loretta's being worse than Minias, but like it's for real time there. Like everyone treats that event like things are, it's make it or break it there. Which honestly we could kind of swing into that a little bit because I don't think it is make it or break it there anymore at all. What else did you?
So let's change the pace.
Change the pace.
You've been working out.
No. Yeah, we go to the gym a little bit. A little bit.
How much better are you feeling?
Good when I go.
Because
not good when you don't go.
Because that used to be, you didn't know why I went all the time, and then you started going, and then you learned, and now you're much more confident and happy and healthy.
Makes you not want to eat garbage. Not that I ever really wanted to eat garbage, but it makes you want to take a little bit more time on yourself. But it isn't fun at first at all.
No, but it's a reward for yourself though that you can feel good about, and eventually starts paying off in other areas that you wouldn't expect it to.
Yeah, unless you don't do legs. And it starts making you feel bad about yourself again.
Yeah, if you're walking around on chopsticks, change it up.
It's weird. You start going to the gym, you think you're helping yourself, and then all of a sudden, and then you're not. Then you're sad again. But I mean, that's actually been a pretty interesting thing that we've been doing for a while. I mean, it's been a couple months actually, and it's making a difference. It's not supposed to change the world or anything, but it's something that I don't see myself stopping anytime soon because I think there's too many positives compared to the negatives. The negatives is you got to make time for it, but I'm very fortunate right now that I can make time for it normally. And honestly, it seems to be that whenever I do make time for it and I do it, I get more done in the day. So, and that's why I like to do it at the beginning of the day because you get it, you do it, and you get it done. And then all of a sudden, like, everything else just happens. And then even things you don't want to do start happening.
Yeah.
Just accidentally, you're just like, you just have that, I think it's called fuck it in your system, and it's just like, I mean, you just did stuff that you didn't want to do that whole time. It's not like you don't wake up and be like, man. I mean, sometimes you do. You wake up and be like, I'm going to push some shit around. And then sometimes you're there and you're just like, this freaking sucks a lot. But then you just go until you can't. And then I think there's something about doing something you don't want to each day. I think if you can just do that, if you can do something each day that you do not want to do, but that is good for you, I think that mentally grounds you, and it makes you realize that, like, maybe you didn't want to do it, but it was really good for you that you did.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think if you made it to this point in the video, and we get 500 likes, we put Slowie back in the cold plunge at 40 degrees, and we can film that whole thing, because the first time was quite the show.
Alright, so yeah, if for some reason this video hits 500 likes, I'll get back in the cold bath, but I'll get in it when the ice cubes are in it. There won't be any discrepancy that it's freezing in it. We'll put 3 full bags in there.
We'll get a thermometer this time.
Yeah, we'll get a thermometer, and I'll get in there while it's full of ice, because some people were saying that it was warmed up by then, and it wasn't, but it was not. But we'll make sure that it's very clear this time. I know I probably rambled the most here, But I want to include our boy here, Dylan, Dangerous Daryl. Back in the day, you might have known him.
Yeah, you may have recognized this toolbox.
Yeah. So here's a little backstory on him. From the beginning, I actually didn't even know him a couple of years ago. I was just riding dirt bikes before all this happened, and a friend of me. A friend of me fucking said something about his friend, and I kind of ended up trying to give him a pointer. I think that's how it started, right? Or how did it start? I think I tried to give you a hand at it.
No,
you talked in the bar. It was the bar. He was in the bar, believe it or not, and he doesn't even drink anymore. And yeah, so we were in the bar, and he came up to me and talked to me about a YouTube video. I think it was about a switchback video. And just, it was literally one of my very, very first YouTube videos, and I don't know how the hell somebody even seen it. And I wasn't really trying to have that many people see it. And yeah, so he said something, and then I ended up seeing him at the track, so I try to give him a few pointers. I'm always trying to help somebody out, especially if I can keep them a little safer, because that means a lot to me.
I follow a lot.
No, it wasn't just him, it's the fact that like I'm always just trying to help. And yeah, so we ended up starting talking, and I don't know, it just kind of kept going. He's pretty intelligent with his ideas, and he kept wanting to do things and help out. So like I don't know if you guys have ever seen the helmet giveaway, but he pretty much funded 80% of that. I was kind of in a tough spot, and he came through and didn't ask for nothing besides, you know, hey, let's do this halfway, and then I ended up not being able to pay him at first, so it's like not good on my part, because it was just, didn't have a lot of money. I was in a really rough spot trying to do this shit. And it just kind of went on from there, and then he started going viral, doing all this cool shit on his Yamaha. Maybe we'll pop a few of those in there.
My way on the highway. This time I'ma let it all come out. This time I'ma stand up.
Yeah, my wrist is broken. Serious? Oh yeah.
And then that's pretty much how it started. And then we just kind of never stopped talking. And he's been super beneficial to me. Like, he's one of the people that whenever I ask for help, or like if I try to reach out, don't get me wrong, like you think maybe I don't ask for too much help. I ask my friends for help because I want to involve them, but a lot of people don't want to be involved, surprisingly. You'd think that maybe by now they would be, but like it's just, they're not interested yet. So this is the one guy that is. So fucking be nice to him. We need him. But yeah, so it's just he's a good guy, and that's pretty much the backstory we can give you right now. But anyways, from all that, he decided that he was going to do a backflip on a pedal bike, and it went really not maybe that great at first. And then it kind of seemed like you figured it out.
It was rough. It was rough.
Ask you how you managed that.
Yeah, I have no clue. That was pure shit luck.
The crashing or the...
I learned my lesson the first day to wear a life jacket the second day, because you hit the water much harder than you think, especially when you're not letting go of the bike. Belly flops on the river were not great. But I didn't know anybody that's ever done a backflip, so there was 0 people to even give me pointers, and that was 2 hours of huck it, and I still didn't stay on the bike. I bailed. But, you know, I had to go to work one day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's still working, so yeah, he's still doing his thing, and he's really helping us out while we're doing this still. So yeah, I mean, that's a little info, there's your backstory on him, and if you got any more questions about him, feel free to ask. Honestly, I want everyone to just ask and do whatever you guys think. Like, I want to talk about everything. I want to be able to you want to have a sit down and just kind of conversate about whatever. I mean, I just want to talk about the things that are important to me, and just everything. I mean, we have a lot of things going on. We got a lot of moving parts right now.
Story time with Slowie could become a weekly occurrence.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we just have to. Yeah, you want to know stuff? I can definitely bestow some information on you about what's really happening and how things are going. Because right now, I mean, we're in an interesting point because we're kind of making it, but at the same time, we still haven't made it yet. So we're in a weird time. I'm telling you right now, if you want to take advantage of it, because I'm not going to remember any of it quite as good as I will right now. You got any cool questions? I'll try to be as transparent as possible, unless it's something that's that I can't talk about, depending on how important it is right at this exact moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And honestly, we should jump into this member thing. So basically what's going on right now is we have memberships on YouTube. And what that's going to do is that's going to be able to support us, you, to continue doing what we're doing. We're doing all right, and we are done doing like the event merch. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. So basically how it all is going to work, there's 3 different tiers of memberships. And one's $3.90 or $2.99, the other one's like $6, and the other one's $24.99. So we're going to send out a free shirt to the first 100 people to the $24.99. But it's no matter which one you're in, whatever you can afford. I don't expect anything from anyone. But if you have $3 a month you could toss this way, it would mean the world. But also, while meaning the world to me, you're going to be entered into, like, say 10 people from the $3 one join, you get $30. I'm going to try to give something away for $30, or I'll do something that's $30, like worth $30 to give away. I want to give back. Like, the thing is I know it seems like I need your help and whatnot, and I do, but I also want to, like, I feel like when we all come together, you know, and especially if you're contributing, you deserve a chance to get something good as well. So I just want to keep doing things like that. Anything helps. You guys do your own thing. I'm not trying to tell you what to buy or pay for or anything like that, but anything helps at all. And it's going to help us just continue to do some really cool things. I don't want to talk too far ahead, but like any of the members from the beginning, I'm going to make sure that we help them out whenever we get further, because what's going to happen is we're going to end up bringing people to do things. And I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to make sure that we get some of the people from the very beginning, because it's really unappetizing to help at the beginning. So I want to help somebody that believes in me later. Am I telling you for sure that you're going to get picked? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that there's going to be an extremely high % chance that whenever we start pulling people, we're going to be grabbing some of the people from the front at first. Like, you guys were the core, you guys were the start, and I appreciate it. And anyone that's doing the $24.99, we're going to make a thing at the end, and I'm just going to run your guys' names up the list, everyone that's donating for the $24.99. And, yeah, obviously, and then you guys are going to also get, everyone is going to get the members' videos that we do. And if you like this kind of stuff, I'm going to break it down even deeper into my life, and just anything, like, we're going to do things where we respond to anyone that's, like, asking some interesting questions and stuff that, like, I'm only going to tell you guys because that helped me that much, and I want you guys to feel like I will tell you guys, though, because you're helping me. And I want you to feel like you're doing a little bit more than everybody else because you are. So that's pretty much it with that, though. And yeah, if you haven't liked or subscribed or anything like that, remember that, because the cold plunge is coming, obviously, from this video, I guess. And that was not planned, but we'll do it. And I didn't really like it that much, but it is good for you. And if I can do that for you guys to feel better about yourselves, I'll do it. Hey, this is going to be the end of the show. I really appreciate it. And if you want to help us out, go ahead and click that subscribe button, maybe the like button too. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Let's
See you
get
guys.
slowly cold.
Raw, uncut.